Hello guys and welcome back to this tutorial series. In this episode I'm gonna walk you through how can you create your fabrication output and basically just finalize your project. Let's assume that this is our project. We have like three connectors, one for input, two for output, basically 9 volts and 5 volts output with the 12 volts input. Very simple. As an example project, this is the PCB that we designed and we are proud of, and something like this. Okay, you can go and check it in 3D if you want to check it. Of course, I'm not gonna make this, but this is just an example on how can you create your outputs. Now, I taught you before that in order to do that, first of all, you need to go to your components as you draw your schematics and put the fields that you want, such as the part number and maybe the value, the reference, basically any field that you want. Sometimes you put, for example, DG key, part number, for example, alternative part number, basically whatever. Okay, whatever fields that you deem necessary. But for me, I went with just the part number this time. Look, for example, this capacitor is Diego and this is the part number. You can find it pretty much everywhere. And I've done all of these components the same thing. I added everything that I needed to add. Now, before generating the bill of materials, first we need to generate the Gerber files, which are the files that used to fabricate your output. You're gonna go here, File, Fabrication Output, Gerbers. Put something like Gerbers in the directory. Select everything that you need to select, all the layers that are necessary. I'm gonna choose everything. After that, it's not really important. And I simply will create plot. Now it will draw everything and will plot it. And it's also okay to generate the drill files. And of course, generate the report file and save it. Okay. Now you can press close. I'm gonna go fabrication output. Make sure the component placement is also outputted and select generate position or generate position file. Now, if we go here to the directory of this project, we can find the Gerbers generated in the Gerbers folder as we specified. And the placement are these files, one for top layer, one for bottom layer. It tells you that, for example, this top layer, we have these capacitors are placed like in here, in this coordinates and that coordinates on top layer. And if you have something on the bottom layer, it will show up. So basically now all you have to do is go to the Gerbers and compress it to a zip file. See? Okay, and then upload this Gerber files to your preferred manufacturer. And when telling you that they want the centroid file or the placement file, give them these two files as well. That's how you create the output for your PCB. Now, if you go here to KiCAD, for example, and you go to the Gerber viewer and maybe open a zip archive. This is the one that we have exported. Okay, now you see these are the Gerbers that the fabrication output can use in their machines to generate your PCB. Okay, but what about if you want them to assemble the board, which of course you should? Then you're gonna need to go here and generate the bill of materials. Basically go to bill of materials tool and then come right here to the edit, and basically this is the table that you want to be outputted. And all of the fields that you are generating from here, they can basically just select this one and it will appear right here. And maybe if you don't like the footprint, for example, you can just leave it out or something. Basically choose whatever that you want, and especially the part number. Make sure it is readable, it has sensible information, and of course all of these you should fill them out either after you finish design or as you go. And then apply and save as to schematic, then go to export, choose CSV and click export. Now click OK, and let's go back to our folder and you will find it here, somewhere around this. This is the CSV file. Now, CSV file is not really usable, so I'm gonna import it into Excel from here. For example, this is the test project. This is the CSV file, and now it is loaded. I'm gonna press load, and it will take it out. But these formatting, I don't like them. I'm gonna go to this sheet. I'm gonna press paste values, okay? And I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna save it here as final BOM as an Excel workbook, which is everybody is familiar with. Now it's about time we format this thing and, for example, do this, do that, and you know, maybe exclude from BOM. We don't need that. Exclude, of course, we don't need that. Do not populate. Nothing is without population. And of course, do some general clean out like this, and make sure everything is fine and readable and neat, so you can use it pretty much wherever you go, and it can be understood by many people, and especially by you after, like, say 5 to 10 years if you want to return that. So here are the references, and this is the quantity for each one. The value, for example, this one we don't need the value, for example, like that. And basically this is the part number, LCSC part number, because this is my preferred supplier, and so on. Basically you can just create other stuff and save it and upload this Excel sheet file along with your Gerbers to your order at PCBWay or GLC PCB or anybody. But now I'm gonna show you a trick in KiCAD. If you go to plugins content manager, you're gonna find something like interactive bill of material. If you install it and restart KiCAD, then you can go basically to here, to the footprints. You can find it right here. You can press that and select, basically these options are fine. HTML, the fields, go to the fields and select exactly like that one, that Excel sheet from the schematic editor. I'm gonna select the important ones like that again. I'm gonna press generate bill of materials. Now look at this very nice and neat output that I got, even for this specially made fast board. You can have like a reference, part number, LCSC part number, footprint value, etc. And you can basically have many other references and many other layouts. For example, this is the front, this is the back, front and back. For example, different layout, you can basically do that. This is a very nice addition. You can basically upload this to your website because it is situated right here. It is an HTML file. You can basically load it in any website or so on. If you have like a project page, you can filter things out and so on. So after we finished these tips and tricks, you are now ready to generate your own outputs and proceed with your own projects. The next part of these tutorials will be getting more deep into KiCAD 9 and using all of its features to create more sophisticated projects. So please press the like button and share everything to everybody that you know, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.